at the time how
What is
cocaine smells.
Yes, I agree, Commissioner.
But in response to his question, you said you could smell the cocaine. So I'm saying if you did not know how cocaine smelled, you could not, or it would be untrue to have responded to Commissioner Khumalo by saying you smelt the cocaine. That was untrue, correct?
Correct, Commissioner.
You've told quite a number of untruths when all three of us are engaging you on a number of issues. Do you want to explain why you've told that many untruths, Warrant Officer?
It is not per se that it is untruth, Commissioner. Maybe it is how I explain or express, because I wanted to say I could smell it was drug, but not cocaine. But I understand I already considered it was cocaine, and that statement was false. So I do not have any.
It's untrue, so you cannot change that, and you've basically accepted that it was untrue, so you cannot make it true. You've already accepted it was untrue. So I don't understand what purpose the explanation serves. Do you think it serves any explanation?
I suppose so, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Warrant Officer, you are at the National Investigation Unit.
Correct, Commissioner.
That's what you say.
Yes.
Is that the same thing that is commonly referred to as NIU? There is something called NIU, and
Correct.
I think here in your when you first explain, the acronym you give though is NINU.
Yeah, that's a correct one, NINU.
It's the same unit that is normally referred to as just NIU, or there's another unit called NIU?
There's another unit of investigation, NINU.
Okay,
And then
which is where you are.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And then NIU?
NIU is another unit of the intervention unit.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a different unit.
It's a different unit, Commissioner.
Okay. Now in paragraph 2.5, you set out of your statement, you set out your duties in the NINU.
Correct, Commissioner.
That's still correct. That's what that unit does.
Yes, that's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. It's blue light robberies, airport following robberies, head office inquiry files, and high-profile cases as determined by the Minister of Police, Deputy Minister of Police, National Commissioner, Deputy National Commissioner, Divisional Commissioner, and political leaders. So you've told us what that unit does.
Correct, Commissioner.
The request from Mr. Makhane is not one of those.
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay. How do you get involved with it? You are in Pretoria. I think you're based in Pretoria.
Yes, I'm based there.
You get called out to the East Rand by a station-based person who is in fact an office-bound person. He's not a detective. He's accepted. He's told us that. He's accepted that. You get called out to come to this operation on something that is not any one of what you say is the functions of your unit. Can you explain why you get involved with it? It's far from you, jurisdictionally even. It's far from you, and you go and get involved with it. From someone who is not a detective, for that matter.
Okay, I'll start with the jurisdiction part. I'm working nationally, hence in May of that same year, I was in Richards Bay, Emangu. I forgot that circuit court, the High Court, where we were dealing with another matter there. Okay, so we work nationally. So, and then the issue of involving myself, I first requested permission from Colonel Sipung, and
His reasons
had he said, no,
for
don't
giving
go,
you
I wouldn't
permission
have.
to go. I'm having the discussion with you that you
Yes.
get a call from someone whose job is he's office bound. You say he's crime intelligence. Well, we know he doesn't do this job. He told us that his job is administrative. He's in the office. Even his superior said that about him. You get a call from that person, and then it doesn't fall in any one of these. It's not blue light robberies. It's not airport following robberies. It's not a head office inquiry file or high profile case, as you've described. And so I'm asking you to explain your decision to become involved with something like that, which is so out of your functions or the functions of your unit as you describe them.
Commissioner, I got permission, I got involved by requesting first permission to attend.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What, I could ask you, and maybe your answer is as good as it will ever be, that why did you ask for permission about something that has nothing to do with you? That's really my question. Why did you decide to become involved with it? You could have said to Mahane, look, I can't help you. Go find somebody else or refer him to people that you know in your unit deal with these kind of things. Or the right DPCI, SANEP, the ones that I think you say you referred him to, you call SANEP eventually. You don't do that.
Yeah, the reason is the information was supposed to be attended to. So maybe the delay in attending to that the drugs would have disappeared.
No, he didn't say to you the drugs are going to disappear. He said, we have information. Come meet me in Alberton. We have information. And then you say, yes, once you've identified positively, come back to me. So don't do maybe the drugs would have disappeared. He never said that to you.
Yes.
And you never said to us there was agency. In fact, I want to suggest to you that forget any explanation that seeks to suggest there was agency to this. There wasn't. Mahane and Mashaba had it under control. They followed the truck. They went to the depot. They followed the truck. They got to Scania. They reported themselves. The buggy went in. So there was no agency that required your involvement. So don't let that enter my conversation with you. My question still is, this has nothing to do with your functions. All there is a connection. You and Mahane are friends. You've worked together before. You've told us that, and he continues to give you information. That's the only connection. He calls you about something that has absolutely nothing to do with your unit and with your duties in particular. Why do you not say to him, find somebody else? You choose, I'll get involved. Especially something that you know nothing about. You've never done drug busts. You've told us about 5 kilograms. You think it was cat. You've never done a truck is coming, it has drugs, we have information. Why do you choose to be involved with this? And the question is asked because the circumstances of this operation, including the involvement of Mr. Mahane, of Warrant Officer Mahane, is deeply suspicious. That's why the question to you.
No.
Yes.
I understand. And Commissioner, I honestly assisted because I was available and there was no like, and I seek permission and it was granted. That's the only reason why I could say I attended.
Okay. And you tell us in your statement that Warrant Officer Mahane asked for backup. You say that at paragraph 6 of your statement.
Yes,
it says that he needed backup. What does that mean when you get a call to say, I need backup?
Backup would include the role players of whatever the crime that you are busy investigating.
So you're not saying that in your statement. You're not saying he told you, get me the role players. He calls you, he says, I want backup.
Yes.
So you understood that he needs you to
Role
come and
players, yes.
to come and assist him at the scene. Because if he had said to you, I want you to find me role players, you would have said it in your statement.
Yes, by virtue of telling me to back up, then I know that that kind of crime will need a photographer, will need a doc unit, and so on. That's why I started by calling them to the scene.
Okay. And you do that without knowing whether he has called those people, because you don't tell us in your statement that he said to you, I want backup, which means I need you to call people. You're not the only one, remember, that he calls for
Yes.
backup, and not
Yes.
everybody did what you did.
Yes.
You become very busy from the outset. You start calling people to come to the scene when all he has said to you is, I want backup, which brings me to the question of what in fact did he say to you that makes you so active to now start calling people and gathering people to go to the scene?
There's a paragraph where I mentioned that he told me that he's been trying to get other people who are out of the province, or others whose phones are off. Although I didn't write it in the statement, that he said he phoned, because he told me about Doc Unit as well. He phoned Maja and he couldn't come and assist. So I included it in that statement that I made, that he wanted me to call. He told me that he was calling other people, but who are not available and all that.
Have you ever had to organize? I understood your evidence earlier that you've never had to organize or manage a scene. You've never had to do that.
The drug scene of this magnitude, yes.
Did a drug scene? Have
Yes.
I understood you correctly?
Yes, correct.
And I may have, you can correct me, I understood it to be so you don't have experience in crime scene management.
I'd say I have experience in crime scene management, particularly.
Because you have managed a scene before.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
just not drugs.
Yes, Commissioner.
Just not drugs.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. So when you, without experience, when you get that kind of call and you understand backup to mean he needs the different role players, why do you not call the people that have experience in that? Instead of calling everyone else that you've called, why do you not, the first call make, why don't you call SANEP, which you do much later?
Yes.
Why do you not call LCRC, which you do? You tell us once you're at the scene, you do that.
Yeah.
Why are you calling all these other people? I have a long list of the people that you have called along the way. And the question is, why are you not calling SANEP? You know there are people who have experience in matters like this.
No, Commissioner, as I said, the first call I made, it was to Captain Midupi. Captain Midupi is my immediate commander, and he also came to the scene. And then...
You were calling him to say what to him? I thought you called him to get permission to go.
No, Captain Midupi, he came to assist at the crime scene.
Okay.
Yes. Colonel Sepungu is the one that gave permission.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So after Captain Midupi, I phoned the doc unit. And then they are the ones that told me that a lieutenant colonel of SANEP has the similar inquiry. So I did not need to call other people, because I believe that when he comes, he'll take over the scene.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And just to be sure, did Warrant Officer Mahane ask you specifically to organize role players for him? Did he tell you, I haven't done this, I need you to call the forensic laboratory, for example, because you called the forensic laboratory?
Yes, that's another one. Because initially when I phoned the forensic lab, I was of the opinion that they still come to the crime scene and package everything. So that's when I was told they no more do that. So when he phoned me to say he wants backup, so I understood it. He wants me to arrange every role player for that scene.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Warrant Officer, I think I had referred you to the National Instruction 1 of 2015. Can we start at page 150?
So
that's
which
the
bundle?
CJ's, the stain bundle, CJC 219. So you will see the warrant officer that on that page there is a summary of the crime scene process, and it says that crime scenes can broadly be divided into the following phases, and it lists about, let's go through them in fact, because it actually tells you where to find them. So the first phase will be the reporting, and then the activation, the responding, controlling, the handover, the planning, the investigating and processing, debriefing, restoring, releasing, and the last one will be evaluation. And in this case, because you had at least testified that you were involved at the handover, I want us to go and look at the handover phase as to what that entails, as you at least allege in your statement. That will appear on page 140, so you have to go about 10 pages back. And you will see there at 12, it deals with the handover. The first phase would have been dealt with by Warrant Officer Mahane yesterday. And then this is under continuity of control. It says the first responder must remain in control of the crime scene until he or she hands the cordoned area over to the crime scene commander, and hence the activities beyond the outer cordon off to the CCC or the CJOC. You accept that, at least on your version, then you would have at least tried to fit yourself as the crime scene commander if we accept for a moment that Warrant Officer Mahane handed the scene to you. You accept that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes. Now, the following page, at 3, it deals with the designation of the crime scene commander. It says that the dispatcher must, depending on the information obtained, identify the appropriate investigating unit in accordance with the contingency plan and report the incident to the relevant duty officer of the unit. We are on 3, Asia. Yes. And I put it to you that you did not do that. You did not identify the investigating unit in accordance with the contingency plan.
Where are you reading? Sorry, Commissioner.
If you go to, are you on page 141?
Yes.
If you go to 3,
3, yes.
3A, it says that the designation of the crime scene commander, we have established that on your version, that should be you. And it says that the dispatcher, depending on the information obtained, identify the appropriate investigating unit in accordance with the contingency plan and report the incident to the relevant duty officer of that unit. None of that happened. You accept that, at least? Because there was no report, there was no plan.
No,
in action.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm still trying to digest this, because the dispatcher, these are the roles of the dispatcher.
Do you see that it says designation of the crime scene commander?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Perhaps let me help you. We'll come back to that.
yeah,
Go to number 5,
okay.
and it talks about the responsibility of the crime scene commander following the first handover. Once the first handover has taken place, the crime scene commander must take control of the scene and ensure the signing of the first responder report, annexure D2. And we accept in your case there was no report given to you by Mahani.
No, there was no report.
Yes. And then say obtain a comprehensive seed trap from the first responder. Did you receive any of that?
Comprehensive, like in what? No, I didn't receive anything of that.
Yes. And then I would take you, if you go to the following page, on 13, it deals with the planning phase. And this is the important one. It says that the planning activity is the key to successful crime scene processing. This includes, inter alia, a walk through the crime scene by the crime scene commander and meetings with the role players such as the crime scene examiner, forensic pathology official, other experts, and emergency personnel. And it says at 13.2a, the crime scene commander must evaluate the situation and, if appropriate, do the first walk through the scene, the crime scene, taking into consideration that the route used might need to be processed prior to the walkthrough. Appropriate PPE must be worn. And you accept that none of that happened. You did not walk to assess the situation. You did not, at the very least, have meetings with other people except the 3 that you mentioned, or the 2 that you mentioned, and you did not wear any PPEs. You accept that?
Yeah, but I made a walkthrough when I first went to introduce myself to Mokana and Mashaba, and then went to the Boysen's police officers, and I also approached the witness who I was busy with.
In your statement, you say nothing about doing the walk through the scene. It's quite clear you say that you met Warrant Officer Makhane and he introduced you to Mashaba and briefed you on what happened, and then what you did was to then instruct them, together with the assistance of the boys and police, to cordon off the area, and you started conducting the interviews, and later on you told Captain Midubi to arrest, or at least to effect the arrest of the driver. Nothing of sort to say you, and it says you must first walk through. You did not do that. You accept that?
I accept that.
And even if you walk through, you never wore the PPEs.
Yes, I did not wear the PPE.
Yes. And for the purpose of this conversation, I think they're quite, the rest of the requirements are quite obvious and apparent that they were not met. What I want to read to you is, at least on E, it says you must keep the crime scene, well, when I say you as the commander, the crime scene commander, you must keep a crime scene report updated. And you never said that. You never attempted to keep a report. All you did was to rush to start taking statements. What's your comment?
Commissioners, if I may say, yes, that's true what happened. But when you get to the crime scene, this administration is difficult to go through it, like to complete it. When you are at the scene, you are concentrating on statements, exhibits, and whatever it is. So I accept. I did not complete that thing, but it was because of I was.
Are you suggesting, warrant officer, that compliance with this instruction is optional?
No, I'm not saying optional, Commissioner. However, in a normal day-to-day working, it is difficult. I'm not saying it's optional. It is a mandate.